What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, guys? It's the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. Of course, we talk about fragrances on this channel. I mean, listen to my name, Bowtie Fragrance Guy. So if this is your first time, we definitely get into talking about fragrances, but I also give you guys some style and some fashion and grooming tips as well. So go out there, be the best version of yourself that you can be every day, man. Smell good, look great. How about that? If you're into that kind of content, make sure you hit subscribe and don't forget to enable notifications by hitting the bell icon as well. So that way, anytime a new video is uploaded, you get notified. All right, guys, today we're going to be jumping into some very, in my opinion, affordable, great options for the season of spring. I realized that I gave you guys the niche list and also the designer list, but I didn't give you guys any great options that are inexpensive. And that's something that I like to do to make sure that there's a list out there, a seasonal list that is for everybody. So I'm gonna run the intro. When we come back, I have some great, affordable, cheap, inexpensive, whichever word you want to utilize, it would apply, fragrances that I think are gonna be great for the spring. 10 great recommendations. So if you wanna see what's on the list, you know the routine. Keep it locked right here. Let's get it.
The Bowtie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. We're going to jump into the list really quickly. From what I was able to see, none of the fragrances on this list cost over $70. And I've gotten some for as cheap as $15. So that's kind of sort of the range that we're looking at. That is my definition of inexpensive. I mean, your mileage may vary. You may think that $70 is a little bit too much, but you know, that's where this list kind of falls as far as the price range. So this first fragrance is one that comes from the brand of Banana Republic. And this one is called Grassland. And what you get with this one basically is mint, lavender, and geranium. Just like I do with my seasonal list, guys, I give the notes that to me make it great for the season. Just so happens to be that those are three of the main notes in this fragrance. Love the mint up top here. Love lavender. That's a note that is used in a lot of fragrances, but I love what lavender tends to do in a fragrance, and it really just makes it a traditionally masculine kind of clean scent, and those kind of profiles work really good in the springtime. Again, mint is one of the main notes of this fragrance, and you'll see there are several fragrances on this list that actually have mint in them. Mint, vetiver, things like oak moss, violet leaves are some notes again that are really great for the springtime. They give those green, sometimes floral, and sometimes what we refer to as herbal vibes, and those make for great spring fragrances. So the first fragrance up on the list from Banana Republic, this is really good for what you're gonna pay for it, and it's great for the spring. This is called Grassland. All right, guys, next up on the list, this one comes in at the 9th spot, and this is the fragrance that I think is the most expensive on the list. For about 69, 70 bucks is where I was seeming to find this fragrance as far as the price range, but this is from the House of Bentley, and this is Silver Lake. Silver Lake, and what you get here is mint, violet leaves, and some white musk. So there it is again, guys, mint. Mint is kind of a refreshing note, honestly, and mint to me works really well in the springtime. Violet leaves, another note that you find in a lot of fragrances that a lot of folks like to recommend for the spring because it gives that kind of green aspect, that green leafy aspect. It's in one of my favorite fragrances of all time, which is Bleecker Street, which is, you know, Bleecker Street, and then you think about also Green Irish Sweet, which are probably on a lot of people's list, like in their Mount Rushmore of spring fragrances. So you have the violet leaves in this as well, and like I said, white musk, so it's really clean. A lot of people have kind of compared this to fragrances from the Acqu Di Gio line, and I can kind of see where they're coming from with that. More probably like Profondo, because that kind of has those green undertones as well. So anyway, check this one out, guys. If you're looking for something inexpensive for the spring, not too expensive, 70 bucks, check out Silver Lake. Gotta give a shout out for one of the best lines of fragrances that are inexpensive, man. To me, each one of these are so well done. There were a few that came from this line. They kind of focus on a central note. But this is from the brand of Ferrari, and this is called brightneroli. Brightneroli, and what you get here, of course, is neroli, Sichuan pepper, and here it is, vetiver. All right, so what you're gonna pay for this, it is just amazing. It is centered around a note of vetiver, but I'm sorry, of neroli, but I love the fact that you have vetiver in this, and you also have that kind of peppery vibe that you get from the black pepper. This is really, really good for what you're gonna pay. And again, you're looking at about that $30 to $40 range for this. They have other ones like this one that's centered around bergamot, as well as a few other notes, but this one is really, really good. Probably one of the best from the whole range. So check this one out. Great for the spring. Brightneroli from the House of Ferrari. All right, guys, this next fragrance is one of those fragrances that you can pick up from the bargain bins for about $15, and it is definitely worth $15 from the brand of English Laundry. This one is called Crown. And what you get with Crown is green leaves, geranium, and oak moss. All those three notes very quintessentially spring. All right, and again, for what you're gonna pay for this, $15, it is definitely worth the price of admission. Now, in my experience, most of the fragrances from English Laundry's line don't really perform that well, but again, what can you expect for 15 bucks? But if you talk about the scent profile itself and how appropriate it is for spring and the fact that it smells great, I think you're getting your $15 worth here. So check it out. Great one for the spring. Check out Crown from English Laundry. All right, the next fragrance that I would recommend is from the brand of John Varvatos, and this is called Artisan. All right, this is Artisan, and this is tangerine, orange blossom, and ginger. This fragrance is kind of citrusy and herbal, making it perfect for the springtime. And again, I said John Varvatos Artisan, not Artisan Pure, which is a fragrance obviously that I think could have made a list like this. But this was the original Artisan, and I actually smelled this one before in I think Macy's or something like that. And the first time I smelled it, I wanted to add this to the collection. So it made a great first impression on me, and it just so happens that I think it's really, really great for the spring, and you can get it at a great price. This is another one that probably for about 40 bucks or so, you can definitely take it home. So check it out. If you're looking for a great, inexpensive option for the spring, I highly recommend this one from John Varvatos. This is called Artisan. This spring, if you're balling on a budget and you need something that is going to give you that classy feel, something kind of upscale and would be good for more dressed up or sophisticated type settings, this spring, this one is going to be a great option for you that again falls around that $40 price point from the brand of Cartier. This is the original Declaration. All right, and what you get with this one is ginger, iris, vetiver, tea, and oak moss. Guys, there's so many things, so many elements in here that make it great for the springtime, but I really want to focus on that tea note. The tea note in here is phenomenal. Just like Declaration d'Ansoir has that amazing rose note, the tea note in here is really stand out. Like I said, oak moss, vetiver, there's a lot of elements in here that make it great for the springtime. And like I said, it gives off a really, really sophisticated vibe about it. These Cartier fragrances, in my humble opinion, are very, very well done. It's a brand that really carries a lot of prestige in its name when you talk about fragrances. Just don't really think they get the overall the notoriety that they should, is based on how good the fragrances are, if that makes sense. But they are very, very well done. This is another one that is very well done, and paying $40 for this is highway robbery because you're gonna get a very high quality fragrance for that price. Like I said, one this spring, if you're balling on a budget and you want to have something that's going to smell great in a more dressed up, more sophisticated environment, that's why this one is on the list. From the brand of Cartier, this is the original Declaration. All right, guys, this next fragrance comes from the brand of Coach, and this one is called Open Road. Open Road, this is apple, clary sage, lavender, and vetiver as some of the main notes. Love that apple opening with this fragrance. This is one that really caught me by surprise. I didn't even know that it was released, and I think it came out around 2021, maybe 22. I don't know, somewhere around it. So it's not that, hadn't been around that long, but it's already at discounters. And again, I think this one is around 35 bucks or so. Really nice, nothing mind blowing about this, groundbreaking, but it smells great. It's a nice citrusy, woody fragrance. Probably something out there that you smelled before that's similar to this, but it is a new fragrance, a newer fragrance, and I do like the fact that it smells great for what you're gonna pay for it. It's gonna be good for the spring. So check it out from the brand of Coach. This one is called Open Road. All right, guys, and this next fragrance comes from the brand of Homme, and this one is called Iconic Blue. Iconic Blue. This comes in at the third spot. This is mint, ginger, melon, and sandalwood. Oh man, simply put, guys, this smells phenomenal. It smells phenomenal. If you have not smelled this one yet, I highly recommend you get your nose on this. Love the melon note in this fragrance. It's not the typical blue scent, so that may surprise you, but it's gonna work great for the springtime. So just get your nose on this, guys. I don't even want to spend a lot of time on it. I'm just gonna simply tell you it smells phenomenal. That's why it's on the list. So check it out from the brand of Homme. This is our Iconic Blue. All right, guys, this next fragrance on the list, as good as number 3 smells, this one smells just even a little bit better. That's why it's in the number 2 spot. From the brand of Versace, this is called Haas. And what you get with this one is apple, orange blossom, ambergris, and musk. Guys, this is one of those fragrances that smells so good. It's like, again, I don't care what you're doing this spring. Anytime, any place, anywhere. This is that versatility king. This is that Swiss Army knife fragrance that you're not gonna have to pay a lot for. You can spray it liberally and you're not going to be concerned because you didn't have to pay a whole lot for it, but you're gonna smell absolutely phenomenal and stand out. It's in the number 2 spot for a reason, guys. This thing smells great from the brand of Versace. This is Haas. And guys, coming in the number 1 spot this year for my inexpensive spring fragrance options, this one comes from the brand of Salvatore Ferragamo, and this is called Essenziale Blue. All right, and this is bergamot, lavender, tonka, and ambroxan. This is one that I would really highly recommend. This is kind of like, to me, one that you can wear in so many different settings as well. I like this for office and date night. That sweetness that comes in there from that tonka being on the dry down, I think this really would work great in that type of scenario with a date. But it's so office friendly as well, so it works in both settings. So this is one, again, I talked a lot about this fragrance when I first got it. I've told the story so many times. I think I paid 19, 20 bucks for it or something like that when I first got it. It was an amazing discovery for me like 3 or 4 years ago. So glad to have this in the collection. I highly recommend this fragrance to you guys. Check it out. It's in the number 1 spot for my inexpensive spring fragrances. Acqu Essenziale Blue from the house of Salvatore Ferragamo. But that's it, guys. That is my time. I hope you enjoyed this video today, as I gave you guys what I hope to be, in your opinion as well, some great inexpensive options to look at for this spring season. As always, I sincerely appreciate your time and attention to these videos. I know you guys don't have to watch, but you do, and I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget to take a few moments to like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you're sharing these videos out to some other folks that you think can use the information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy. I'm the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell amazing. So until next time, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side.